Hi there, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this channel. So, we're here today to do an episode of Next Week. It's a show I do every Saturday. I try to do between 12 and 2. Sometimes it's a little bit late. Just depends on how many things I have to organize in the morning and what's going on. Today it was a little bit busier. I had a few things to be doing. And I've gotten to the video a little bit late, but it's still going to come out relatively close to that time period. So next week, of course, is the show in which I talk about what's going on the channel for the week, and also any upcoming series or any other things that I want to talk about that pertain to the channel. So the first show out of the gate, we'll do the regular shows first, is the live stream. Sunday morning breakfast live, in which we will be featuring the best rock guitarists out there. I'm probably going to have somewhere between 25 and 30. I may miss a few. I'm sure people will bring them up. It's just a chance to talk about these legendary guitar players. I am going to avoid the progressive rock guitarists because I'll probably do an episode on the progressive one live stream that I do. Featuring the progressive rock guitarists. So I don't want to overlap, so I will probably do that. This show will come out Sunday morning at 9 a.m. as it always does. The next show up is also a live stream coming out in the evening, Into the Progverse, and we will be doing the year 1973, which was the year that I didn't do while I was doing the run. I kind of left it out because I had done a monthly series on albums from that year, so I didn't want to get them too close together. But I've decided I'm going to put it in there, and we will be doing that show on the live stream Into the Progverse this week, which will come out Sunday at 8. Next up is look back at a classic rock album, in which I'm going to feature this album, Eloy's Oceans. I believe this is the album that I've chosen. Oceans 2, The Answer, from Eloy, back from 1998. So this album will be the look back at a classic rock album. It's currently in my playlist, doing quite well as well. I do like this quite a bit. So it'll be an interesting album to do. We're going to do that Monday at 8 o'clock on Look Back at a Classic Rock Album. Next up, from Tuesday, a new mini-series that Ben has suggested. I'm not quite sure 100% the details of how this is going to go, but it was his suggestion that we do these two bands, Gentle Giant and Genesis. Sorry, I got it backwards here. So they will be against each other, and what I'm going to do for this is we are going to do their 6 album runs, and Ben has picked the starting and finishing points for both of these. And I'll probably do an episode each of whatever album is in the sequence, first, second, third, so on down. And I'll talk about that. I'll come up with a format for it when we do it this Tuesday, which will be Tuesday at 8. A miniseries, Who Had the Better Run, featuring Genesis and Gentle Giant. Next up is Favorites, show I do on Wednesdays. Which I'm going to do a top 25. Haven't done one for a bit. This is well overdue, this one. I did one for the British and the Canadians, so I'm going to do one for the American rock band. So my 25 favorite American rock bands for the show on Favorites for this Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Next up is a mini-series that I've been doing once a week. Going to do 7 episodes in total, and then we'll go on to the next decade. But the decade we're in right now is they got it started from the 1950s. Chosen 7 artists that I think are influential, who I like, and who I think going forward had a lot of impact. And this week we're going to be doing the Everly Brothers. This live album is one of the ones I have. I'd like to collect all of their stuff, but difficult to find the bands from so far back, but definitely one of my favorite bands, and I think very influential. So we do the Everly Brothers on the mini-series. They Got It Started, which will come out Thursday at noon. Next up, Thursday evening, the new Prog albums. So the band we're going to feature this week is called Wolverine. The album is called Anomalies. It was released back on February 6th. I decided to do it. It is a prog metal album, but I've softened on my stance on the prog metal area now and starting to kind of push myself a little bit into that area. So Wolverine Anomalies, released February the 6th for the new prog albums this week, episode Thursday at 8 o'clock. Next up, Friday, Who Did It Better? And Ben has given me a song that has been performed originally by this band. It's actually on this album as well, even though this is a greatest hits, Meaty Beaty Big and Bouncy, and covered by this band on their Feedback album, which is this one. And most people will know where I'm going with this. But I'm going to listen to the two songs and decide who did it better. Optimum word, maybe. So that will come out, of course, Friday at 8 o'clock, its normal time period. Next up, Saturday at noon, we have Next Week, which is the show I'm doing now. But for next week, we will do another episode, which will cover March the 15th to the 21st. And that will be Saturday at noon. And then we have, next up is called a new series that's taking over for Playlist, which I've been doing for about two years now, doing that once a month. So I'm going to knock that out of there, and we're going to put a new series in called Rock Bands A to Z, which will feature one letter, and obviously the first letter will be A. I will pick 5 bands under the A that start with an A that I think are bands that I love and want to talk about, and we will do that. I will do that on Saturday at 4 p.m., Rock Bands A to Z. Next up is What's New, the last episode of the week, featuring Black Swan, Polarized. Now, I have attempted this before, but sometimes it's difficult to get these ones in. Saturday is often quite busy because it's the one day of the week where I can get everything done. I try to get everything done. I'm going to attempt to do this album again. I didn't get a chance last Saturday, or I guess it's 2 Saturdays now. 2 Saturdays ago, and we're going to attempt it again. Black Swans, Polarized, Saturday at 8 p.m. on What's New. The series we are running for the month of March, my 31 favorite live albums, is continuing. We will be going from day number 24 down to day number 18, which will feature 7 more albums that I love. There might be a surprise or 2 in here for some people who have been watching my channel or might not expect at least one of these albums for sure. Anyways, I hope you have enjoyed the series so far, and we're going to continue with it. So please enjoy. Also, the one thing I wanted to mention is I will be doing my Who ranking. We're going to be doing a ranking of the Who's studio discography, which I now completely own. Most of the stuff I'm very familiar with. Some of the album formats I haven't listened to as much. So what I mean by that is a lot of the songs I've listened to out of sequence on live albums or on collections, or I've heard them on the radio, or I've heard them wherever I've heard them. But now I've got all the albums, so I'm going to be listening to them in the album format. There's basically 5 of them that I didn't own and aren't as familiar with as the other ones. So we'll be doing the ranking of that, and that will come at the end of the month on the favorites, of course. I just want to keep people up to date on where I'm going with that. I got the 5 albums on continuous play out in my record player out front, where I have my regular listening to. And so I'm going to continue with that until I get them in the order that I want. So we're doing a ranking of the Who albums at the end of the month on favorites. Hope to see you all for that as well. And I think that's it for the show for this week. I hope you like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me a lot. And if you want, you can make any comments about anything I've said or make any suggestions you want on the channel. And we will see you all next week for another episode of Next Week. So take care and goodbye.